Autumn is my favourite season. The sunshine turns softer and the colours turn brighter just before they fade away towards the end of the year. The garden looks so pretty in the mornings under a carpet of sparkly dewdrops. We are still kept busy with the apple harvest.
You're just not tall enough.
I'm not tall enough.
Flora needs to be called out again to help us.
Much easier, Tim. Very slippy.
I get to do acrobatics on horseback, and Flora gets her reward. It's a fine line between letting the sunflower seeds ripen and losing them all to the birds. Someone's been busy on this flower. Of course the birds deserve their share. Who could resist such a magnificent looking dinner plate? But I want to keep some seeds for planting next spring, and some will be kept to feed the birds throughout winter when there's really nothing else to eat. So I cut the flower heads off and let them dry in the kitchen. Harvesting seeds can be tricky where we live. It takes some late flowering plants till late summer to produce seeds, and then they ought to ripen properly before I harvest them. Not easy when August and September have been so damp and cool. I hope some of the climbing beans will ripen properly so that I can plant them next year again. They've done so well this season. The elephant garlic is trying to produce seeds too. We'll see whether they ripen enough to plant them as an experiment, but we've saved enough bulbs anyway for replanting. The amaranth presents itself in its full attire. We also call it Love Lies Bleeding. Time to check on the quinoa. It had a hard time ripening. It's just been so damp and not quite warm enough. I cut the seed heads off anyway and let them dry out. Let's see whether there's anything edible on them. The straw mulch works perfectly so far in keeping the weeds away. But look at this, someone's moved in. I wonder whether that's the wild rabbit's secret passageway. September, of course, is time for planting daffodil bulbs. Every year I get a bag of them and plant them around the garden and yard. The leeks are growing very well this year. I helped them along by keeping the bed weed free and hoed. The cabbage hasn't grown hugely this year with the wild rabbit around and all, but still enough for some meals. I don't net the cabbage here because caterpillars never take over in our garden, and the odd ones that feed off our cabbages turn into beautiful butterflies. And there's always someone around who appreciates the holy leaves.